Hi, welcome to Wisdom Tree Yoga. I'm Beverly Baird, owner of Wisdom Tree. Today, I'm going to share with you a short sequence you can do on the floor for your upper back and shoulders. With sitting at our computers more and more these days, working from home, shoulders can get really tight and we can get very hunched over. So this is a short sequence you can do on the floor to care for your back. So join me on your mat. We'll start on our backs with knees bent. Take a moment to settle in and be comfortable. If you find that your chin is very much up towards the ceiling, use a blanket or a small pillow so that your chin is a little lower than your forehead. Helps to stimulate the relaxation response. Take a couple breaths and let your back settle. If you've spent a lot of time at your computer today, could be that your back will be a little sore. You'll notice how the places that were rounded forward as you worked begin to release back and create some lengthening. Take a couple more breaths, allowing yourself to settle in. And then bring your arms in front of your chest. Grab opposite elbows. Tuck your thumbs in towards the elbow crease. Take a breath in here. And as you exhale, let both arms slide to one side. And don't worry about whether they come to the floor or not. Notice the sensation of great stretch in the back of the shoulder. Use your in-breath to bring the arms back up, centered over the chest, and exhale, take them to the other side. So do this a couple times following your breath. Inhaling to center, exhaling to one side. Inhaling center, and exhaling the opposite side. Do it one more time each direction. Inhale, center, exhale. Inhale, center, and exhale, release the arms. Inhale, come back to center and release your arms by your side. Take a moment to notice how that feels in the backs of your shoulders. The next movement we'll do together, we'll begin to open up across the collarbones in the upper chest. So turn your palms down on the floor, feet resting comfortably. And on an inhale, begin to lift your hands up towards the ceiling. Palms can face one another. As you exhale, think about drawing the shoulder blades down the back. They're not going to move far here against the floor. With your next inhale, let the arms float overhead. And exhale, just soften and relax here. With your next in-breath, think about broadening across the chest. And use a nice slow exhale to bring the arms back up towards the ceiling and slowly lower back down by your sides. We'll repeat that a couple more times. So inhale, fingertips rise up towards the ceiling. Exhale, draw the shoulder blades down the back. Inhale, float the arms overhead towards the floor. And if your hands don't come all the way to the floor, that's fine. Take a breath in and soften, release, no effort. Inhale, broaden through the collarbones and across the upper chest, and exhale, lower the arms all the way back down. Notice if you back arches as you do this, you can keep the low back nice and flat and supported by the floor. Let's try that one more time. Inhale, fingertips to the ceiling. Exhale, shoulder blades down the back. Inhale, arms float overhead. Exhale, soften and release, elbows soft. Inhale, broaden across the upper chest. And exhale, bring the arms slowly and mindfully back down by your side. Take a moment here. If you feel like your low back needs some movement, you can let your knees go side to side. And then we're going to roll to one side for this next part. So I'm going to grab my blanket. If you have a blanket or a pillow, I would invite you to do that so you have some support for your head. You're gonna roll to one side. I'm gonna come to my left side here. Okay. And stack my arms one on top of the other. And you may need to fold your blanket more in order to have proper support for your head or stack more than one blanket. So take time to do that. And with your next in-breath, I want you to reach those right fingertips along the floor and pass the left fingertips. And then as you exhale, you're going to begin to draw the hand up the arm. It's going to slide across the upper chest and open out into a T. And then bend the right elbow, slide the hand back across, down the left arm, reaching just past the fingertips. Do that again. So as you inhale, and you may need to take more than one breath here, opening out into T, pause for a moment, and then on an exhale, bending your elbow, slide the hand across, and reaching slightly. And we'll do it one more time. So sliding it across the arm, across the chest, opening out. Notice my hips stay where they are, and then exhale, bend your arm. Try and move through the whole exhale, nice and slow, and bring the hands back together. Take a moment if you need to adjust. Go ahead and do that. Let your body settle, let your shoulders settle. This next one works the rotator cuff and moves the arm and the shoulder through its whole range of motion. So if you have any rotator cuff issues, you might want to watch this first and decide whether you want to skip this piece or not, depending upon what's happening in your shoulder. So on an inhale, I'm going to slide this top right hand up towards my head. I'm going to try and keep my fingertips on the floor, but bend your elbow as much as you need to. And continue as you open your chest, the arm coming around, fingertips still sliding along the floor or hovering as close as you can. Hand comes now down towards the low back. I'm going to let it slide across my hip, coming back to the floor and back to that starting position. We'll do that again. So inhale, move slowly. So if there's any place that feels tight or congested, right, the slower you move, the better. Help to work through any areas of constriction. There's no need to hurry with this one. And we'll take it one more time around, moving in a nice, slow, even pace, but feel free to slow down where you need. And sometimes the first time you do that, you'll find that you can't quite get your fingertips to the floor. The more you practice this, the more you can open up through that whole shoulder girdle. And then coming right back with hands stacked on top of one another. Pause here. Notice how the shoulder feels. Now we're going to take the circles in the opposite direction. So taking that top right hand again, you're going to begin to slide it down towards your knees. Let it slide across your thigh. Coming back to the floor, opening. Noticing how this movement is different from the other, right? The shoulder doesn't always move the same way each direction. Slowly coming around, bend your elbow as much as you need to. Continue for 2 more nice slow circles. Let the breath be nice and steady and even. And as you open out through the chest, you can take a breath in here. And as the arm comes around and begin to close the chest again, we can find an exhale. Last time. Nice and slow and steady, and you can go even slower than I am, so don't let me rush you. This is a great exercise you do on the floor, or if you have room, a nice big bed, you can do it on your bed. And the next time your hands come together, pause. Again, allow your body to settle, adjust your head if you need to. We'll do one last motion on this side. So now we're going to trace an imaginary rainbow So on an inhale, you're going to lift the right arm up, reach it up towards the ceiling, and then open it out in an arc, bringing it towards the floor. As you exhale, reverse the motion, nice and slow and easy. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, opening. If you're very tight in your shoulder, it might be nice to have some kind of a prop, a blanket, a couple folded blankets behind you for your arm to come to. And this last time as we open, using our in-breath, we'll pause here. A lovely twist, feel the opening across the shoulders as you inhale. Think about stretching the fingertips further apart. Exhale, soften the elbows. Another breath, inhale, stretch the arms out. And then slide your arms towards you, roll onto your back. Take a moment to adjust, close your eyes. Notice how that right shoulder feels and the left shoulder. Notice how the upper back feels, the lower back. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So you can stay right where you are and roll to the other side if you like. I'm going to come up and just switch sides so I don't have my back to you. So if you choose to turn. So you're going to lay blanket supporting your head, arms extended, knees comfortably folded here. And we'll begin with that motion of reaching the left arm now past the right arm. And as you exhale, sliding the hand up the arm, across the upper chest and opening out. Use the next breath to slide back. Remember, it might take a couple of breaths. Keep the breath moving nice and steady. And exhaling, sliding back. One more time. Take a nice breath in as you open up. And you breathe into the ribs, facing the ceiling, and then bending your elbows, slowly sliding back. Pause, notice, make any adjustments that you need to. And now we'll circle the arm. So taking the top hand, your left hand, start to slide it up overhead. Slowly opening through the chest, moving slowly. If you find any places where the arm doesn't want to move more slowly there. And as we did on the other side, we'll take a total of 3 circles. So keep that left arm moving. Bend your elbow as much as you need to. If the hand doesn't touch the floor, that's fine. One more circle. Try not to hold your breath. And come back to hands stacked on top of each other. And notice how this side is different from the right side, not always symmetrical. Let's reverse the circle now. So that top left hand will slide down towards your knees. Let your arm float across the leg and the hip, opening out through the chest. Circle arm up and over and around. And then coming back where hands touch, keep moving. Nice, slow, gentle circles. Last one, right? Total of 3 in each direction. If this causes any pain, do stop sooner. And coming back to hands together. Pause, take a moment. We'll take that last movement of tracing the arc. So as you're ready on an in-breath, lift the left arm up, trace that imaginary rainbow as you open out into a T. Use the exhale to float the arm back, up and over, touching the right palm. 2 more, inhale. Slowly opening. Exhale. Try and move through the whole exhale, let it be long and complete. And this last time as you open, we're going to pause and hold here. You may want to inhale and reach the fingertips away, and exhale, soften. Inhale, reach. Exhale, soften. And then begin to bring your back to the floor, slide your arms down by your side. Take a moment to settle here and readjust as you need to. Take a couple breaths, see how now the left shoulder feels, the right shoulder, the upper back, the low back. You're welcome to stay here and rest, or roll to one side, use your hand to help yourself up, and come back to a comfortable seat on your mat. So a nice short sequence for opening up the shoulders and upper back. A great way to take a break from working at the computer all day and to relieve that rounding and that hunching that comes from lots of computer work. I hope you found this helpful. Do let me know. I'd love to hear your feedback. Have a beautiful day.